Hey freaks, it's JJ. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm so excited to announce that Heiress, the debut album by the progressive death metal band Alyiria, is available today, along with the accompanying novella that goes along with the album, written by yours truly. And so yeah, I'm really excited to announce the release of this project. And you can find links to both how to get the album and how to get the book down in the description. I also have the band on as well, and we are going to talk a little bit about how the project came together and the stories that go behind the concept album. So yeah, make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, and links to all of Allyria's pages will be down in the description as well. Anyway, let's get started. All right, well, thank you guys so much for coming on my channel with me and taking a few minutes to talk a little bit about the release. So first, I'd like to introduce all of you. First, we have Icaro. And correct me if I get any of your band, titles wrong, but so you, Icaro, you're mostly you do a lot of the lyrics and then you also do the harsh vocals. Is that
Yeah,
that's correct?
yeah. I'm the main lyricist in lore master, so you say it. The Alyiria universe was an invention of mine. I used to uh, I used to be the game master for some role playing games that had this whole world that we developed into becoming Alyiria later. So, in musically, I mean, we are all composers here, but my main task is to growl out those lyrics.
Awesome. All right, next up we have Bruna, and Bruna does the clean vocals.
Yes, but I'm not comfortable in speaking English so much, but
That's
I'm sorry.
okay.
But yes, I mean, I'm on Alyiria Project. Uh, First, invitation. I Please help me,
Actually,
Don't worry, Bruno has been with us since the second half of last year, and actually, she recorded three of the songs on our first album, and we we had such a good vibe going, a good chemistry that we asked her to be a full member, and yeah, here she is.
All right, next up we have John, and John, you are also the clean vocalist.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just go to roles. I do some clean. I do some compositions. I play the guitar too in some riffs. We write for Alyiria, some. So I think I do like little of everything.
Yeah,
And
jack of all trades.
yeah, jack of all trades, but good at no one. Or maybe something like this.
And John, most importantly, is striving to become the first member of Allyria with a long hair.
Yeah, this will be my ultimate goal in the band with the hate, the
Bring the
long
hair.
hair dad.
That's important. All right, and then we have Leo. Leo, you are the main guitarist, and you also do a lot of the composition work as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, actually, I'm not anymore. Actually, I when we started, I was the lead guitar, I would say, but nowadays I just called me a composer, and I compose not only guitars but other instruments as well, like keyboards and maybe even drums, uh, but they are not the final result of what you should expect on the album. I mean, I kind of composed mainly the main structure of the most of the songs, and then the other guys go over it and make their stuff. So I kind of make the base of the song.
Okay. The
Leo,
foundation, yeah.
Leo,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
Leo kind of sets the backbone for almost every song. Like we have some ideas here and there, and then we send to Leo, and he's like, "Okay, let me work with that," and then he goes and gets those ideas into a structure, and that the structure later becomes a song. And that's
Amazing.
pretty much it.
Okay. So yeah, I was going to talk about this a little bit later, but we can talk about it since we're on the subject about how you guys kind of write your songs. Do you start with the composition and then you go like layer by layer, you go lyrics and then, guitar and vocals on top?
Well, since our songs are storytelling, we we try to have a bit of everything happening at once. Like we start to have some ideas for riffs, for for melodic parts, for some feels, and we start to jumble it all together so it kind of makes some sense. And then we start to work on the concept. When we have that concept ready, we start to develop the story. And when we have the the beginning, the middle, the ending, we know what to do with the song, and then we structure that song into following that story. And in the end, it all makes sense. Like it's kind of a mixed up process of
Okay.
composition.
Yeah.
It's not all that organized. We like to start composing using software. We use a lot of Guitar Pro, which is songwriting tool often used by guitarists. And we later work on the sounds with Reaper. We produce a bit, then we test a little bit of melodies, of keyboards, of strings, and when everything's ready, we we go in, we call up a producer, and we started recording it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
So
there's
we,
a
we kind of follow different composition patterns.
yeah, there's a ton of composition work on the album, and I love it. It adds so many layers to it, and it really like just immerses you in that like vibe that you get, that like medieval dark fantasy vibe that you get. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it what's funny is that we didn't intend in the beginning to have all all that orchestra we have in the final results. When we were recording, we started as a rock death metal band.
Mhm.
A lot of our main inspirations come from that scene. Like we have talked about this previously. I I am fever. I'm gonna say I fucking love Opeth, and
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Leo loves Opeth, but is the more pro guy, and he's been the guy. He's always been the guy that's been throwing more of his influences on our work. And I'll let him talk about his influences a bit, so later I can talk about how we all of a sudden became a symphonic band as well. Go on, Leo.
So, basically, when we first started, we were expecting a leader to be way more progressive, death metal progressive, but then somehow we just end up with a lot of symphonies, and that none of us were really expecting that. We had help from a lot of guests, uh, guest people around us that are amazing, that were amazing, and they enhanced the album somehow. And some of these guys, they just came out. He came out with a lot of symphony, and then Alita turned out symphonic death metal, and not only progressive, and not only melodic death metal, whatever you want to call it. So we really liked that, and we kind of said to each other, why don't we follow that way, that path? And probably we were gonna keep it. So the next albums we hope to have a lot of symphonies as well.
Yeah. Uh, we when we first sent our demo to the studio, the producers sent the sample to his keyboardist, and which we have credited on the album. Uh,
Marcos.
yes, Marcos Cavalcante was the guy who made all the orchestrations for the album. He asked, I remember I was working that day. I was on an emergency department of an hospital here in Brazil, and Leo quickly sent me a message that day asking me, "Hey, the guy that works with Patrese, which is our producer, is asking us for some inspiration."
I think he's freeze. Yeah, I think he was gonna say that. Uh, Actually, I don't know. I don't know what he was gonna say. But that's it.
Message.
Yeah, it's like I think it's related with what he wanted to say, before freezing. It's like we like to work with creativity. We feel like we want people who work with us to feel free to create the things into the album. Work, we don't really work with, you know, uh, pre-made stuff. No, we say, hey, what do you think you can know? But here it comes from you. So we like to explore some of this creativity, and that's how the 50% of our leader came to be, people doing their bests of their heads, of their own heads, without something pre-made to the composition of the full album. So I think it was, the best part of it all, and some results, like some unexpected and good results, came from this. So we are really happy with the people we work with and the process.
Yeah, yeah, I think the end result of just, kind of following wherever your, inspiration leads you is definitely
Yeah,
comes to,
the hard takes,
really, dynamic sort of like sound at the end, the end result. So I think that's amazing.
yeah.
I think that it's also important to say that all this process is something that we're building it now. I mean, this was the our first album, and that's probably gonna change a lot the way we make music, the way we communicate with each other. And for example, the next albums we hope a lot to get more influences from Bruna and John, for example. They'll probably get a lot of space on band, and we hope so. And their influences are really different from a lot of stuff we have made already, and that means that our way to make music will change a little bit, but in a good way, because these guys are just amazing.
Well, I think we can speak about Lunar Inside. It is one song from
Mhm.
the album that Ikaro and Leo was working so hard, and I wasn't really having time to do something, and then they throw at me, "Hey John, do a song for us." It was like this, and I did like Lunar Inside out for myself. And when I listened to it in Spotify, I was shit. I was really, when I did that, whoa, it came out to be really good. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know when you
actually,
listen to something you do, and then you feel proud with your own work. I think this is the kind of this is what means to be a musician. Be
yeah,
proud of your own work.
absolutely. Yeah, I was actually listening to Lunar Insight earlier today, and that is like has a catchy chorus to it. It's like, I don't know, I had it stuck in my head because it's very catchy.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, let's talk about a little bit how you guys got together as a band, like how you, became band members, how you guys met, and how you all fell into this world of Alyiria.
Yeah, like
Whoa.
a like a, first of all, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, it's more.
Okay, like I said before, when I first met Leo, the I I was together with my cousin in a death metal band, death metal project. We never really recorded anything, and he was saying, "Hey, you wanna join? I have a friend over here, and we'd like to make some music." And okay, let's go. And we started to write some stuff. Like the first Alyiria song uh, which I remember was Chaos Weaver that I made for the proto band, and it actually never we never recorded it, and since we had some kind of creative divergences, me and Leo got together with John, which actually had another thing going by. Or they too, Leo and John had another band going, and we kind of joined together to make our own project. And since we had this passion for role playing games, I said I want to make something that is not only music, and I want to make something that kind of goes in a more conceptual way, and like I want to make music that tells a story. And then let's say, yeah, I want to make not only music, I want to make like videos, I want to make stories. And then the the rest I'll leave Leo to explain, since a lot of the early uh, the early things on Alyiria had to do with some of his choices.
Man,
Yeah,
hey Leo, I remember some off topic. It came in my head right now. It was I remember when Icaro he came to me. I didn't know him really well, and he came to me and he spoke like, "Man, I'm creating a world," and my reaction to that was like, "Holy shit!"
That's
And
amazing.
then 50% of Alyiria was formed today.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. And by the way, he just said about we having a band, which was it's cool. It's a band that we were playing mostly Megadeth covers and music inspired by Megadeth, which is a really
Kind of
good
fresh
inspiration
metal,
for John.
Yeah.
John loves Megadeth and Arch Enemy, so the band we were trying to create was basically a lot of those influences with John's. I don't know. John somehow have, and I hope you guys are gonna see it someday. Has his own style that I can explain. Not only these two influences, Megadeth and Arcanum, but his style somehow. I don't know. You guys are gonna meet that someday. Just
Okay.
keep waiting. So about the what Ikoro was saying, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and actually, Ikoro, I don't know if I have said it to you already, but I started as a composer basically because of you, because I was like on my bedroom playing guitar, and then he just showed me that we can make music on a software called Guitar Pro, and then that blowed have my mind just blowed, um, which made everything easier for me to make my music, So I started making a lot of music, and I had a lot of music already trying to make music, and then we had that idea. Why don't we get our compositions and try to make something? Yeah, and he said about the RPG, etc. And I had in my mind the idea of creating something that we can make animations, just like he said, because I love animations somehow, and I just discovered that I love any kind of visual arts, not only music, but visual arts is something that I really like, and that's why we try to get a lot of arts for each,
Yeah,
each song has its own artwork, and that's how we're making Alyiria.
Yeah, the
yeah,
artwork is beautiful too. I love it.
yeah. We need to credit the artists. We talked with a lot of Brazilian artists. We had Cleidiane Fernandes, we had Ricardo Menezes, and we had Abisson, which Abisson became really good friends with the band. And you're going to expect a lot more art from Abisson because we love his artwork. And what was going to, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say that we're not being paid by Guitar Pro in any way, okay? We're actually paying them.
Maybe one day they'll pay you for it.
Maybe
Bro,
one day we are accepting.
And we would love it. We would love it for sure.
Absolutely. So, and I know Bruna, you came into the project a little bit later towards the recording time. So, and you guys always wanted a female vocal, right? How did you find Bruna?
Leo is going to be the one
Leo,
to tell you.
please.
Leo?
Behind
Yeah.
this.
yeah, that's something I was about to say as well about the journey we are making, because the journey we're making, we just have the opportunity to meet a lot of different people that are amazing, like you guys, like Bruna and JJ, for example, because I I kind of I was looking for I had no idea how to do that stuff. I just had that I said to myself, if I want to make something come true like this, I'll have to do it myself somehow. And I don't think that these people that I'm looking for, I can search them in LinkedIn or something like that. So I just looked on Instagram. I started searching, and first I started UJJ. That's how
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah, you're like the official
I
Alyiria recruiter for the project.
yes, and I send you a message, and just like that, I send you Bruna's message, and
Okay.
um, why Bruna? I could notice, and everybody can notice if you start talking to her, that she loves music. She really loves music, and that's something that I was really hoping for, because we need musicians. We need people that care about the project, care about enhancing it somehow, improving it somehow. And I really liked her voice as well. That was really important, of course.
Yeah.
And I made her an invitation. Actually, I don't know how I did that, but I also liked how she was, how she reacted to that. She was really nice. And after that, she was not yet in the band. We just invited her to sing one or two songs, and then we just loved her, the way she was approaching the project, and we hugged her for ourselves. How they said embrace? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruna is a little uneasy about speaking in English right now, but I always remember
You're
her
nervous.
saying that she wanted to face this challenge for her, that is composing metal. She's she's been in the scene for more time than any of us. She's had more bands than any of us ever had, but she never composed or been part of a metal band. And then she said she wanted this challenge. Uh, and we are all for that. We love her. We love her voice. We love her personality, and we, like Leo said, she's coming to she's coming to add more personality to this band with her style.
Yeah. He is
I'm
Yeah.
not
like
a car fan.
everything that
Not
Well,
metalcore.
we're not going to start to talk about that.
I know.
he's like everything that this band needed, and we keep needing her for sure.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the dynamic that having, a female vocal will you know,
Yeah, we
adds to
always
it.
knew we had to have a female lead singer, where in some point of the way, because we have we have characters in our songs, and we have female characters, we have male characters, we have things in between characters, and we needed some kind of voice to represent that kind of variety. So yeah, we since the start, and we've been looking since we decided that we wanted to be a conceptual band.
Well, awesome. Yeah, and so congratulations, on, the release of the
Thank
debut
you.
album. And I love how
Thank
you guys
you.
are constantly just creating things, like just always. Like I know
Yeah.
before the album even came out, you guys were sending me ideas for you have for the next album. I know you guys already have a ton more ideas brewing,
Yeah,
in the
I
process.
just yesterday I was penning some ideas.
Yeah, after a session of personal training, I remember that we were speaking. I think Icaro, you should speak about this a little more.
Ah, yeah, I've been training. John is a professional personal trainer. He's been torturing me since he started to since he started to do professional work. And ever since we started to train, we talk about the band a bit, and we developed some ideas for some concepts, and we are kind of maturing some of those ideas.
I think that's
Amazing.
the best way to to listen to music, bro. Just working out with
Yeah,
a with a bro and listening to heavy metal.
a happy fucking workout.
hmm
Heiress on your
Yeah,
train.
and then just yesterday I was in the airplane. I was in the airport, and uh, Leo sent a new song he was working on, and then I was, yeah, I need to to write a story for that. And then I had some hours to spare, and I started to go about some concepts. And yeah, you might hear from me soon, but not now.
Awesome. Well, I just want to have pretty much just one more question before we tie things off here. I just wanted to go through and see what everyone's favorite track was on the album.
Oh, mine is not a secret.
Carella.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's really
Carol is
funny
amazing.
because there were in this first album two songs that I had more of my hand there. I composed a lot of the parts, which was Chaos Weaver, which was initially, like I said, was a composition of mine that I had made for a band.
No, we lost him again.
It's delirious.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let the rest of you answer while we wait for him to come back.
Yeah, keep
He must be
going.
so pissed off right now.
So, what about you, John? Your favorite?
Man, like me, mine is no secret too. You know, I think it's
Luna?
Luna inside.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it's
It
like I want to be an hypocrite. You know, I
no,
did the
bro.
whole fucking song, and
Luna
it
is
was
fucking
one of
amazing.
the.
You
Touch
know,
it.
Luna is probably
Mhm.
one of the songs I listen to. I listen the most when I am on the gym working out.
You forget, right?
I don't know
Luna
why,
said
bro.
this too. He did a post on Instagram.
Hello, I'm back.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Okay.
hello.
So,
Lunar
so
Inside is all another day from Dream Fit.
So, are you speaking with someone else, or I start over again?
No, we'll start again, bro. I love hearing your voice. I miss you.
Oh, no, 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 you don't.
My favorite song on the album is Saints of Sin because my part in this music changed my mind about my voice on metal vocal, metal music. And the guys know I'm loved this music. I love this music so much.
Sentosin was one of the most fun to record because we had those big prayer type voices, and we started
Mhm.
kind of directing Bruno in what we wanted her to sound like, and then we started with that really epic sound that we you can listen right now in the album.
I
And
believe this moment recording this part on Saints of Sin. Um, I, I'm sorry. But I'm speaking Portuguese. Please, guys, translate. Eu acredito que foi o momento que mais aproximou a gente por causa de toda a dinâmica que a gente fez na música no momento da gravação. Please.
yeah, she's saying that that moment in where we started to direct her voice in Saints of Sin was the moment that we started to bounce the most. That we started to feel that connection that eventually led to Bruna becoming a full member of Alyiria.
His time, but mine, I would say it's Inhumanity, I guess. It's tough to say, but I would say Inhumanity if I had to pick one.
Yeah, like uh, I find it to be like interesting to say like I think that the choices of my bandmates were like busy too on what you know the the most energy you put in something like with your effort, you become emotionally attached with it, and that happened to me at Lunar Inside too. Like it was not at all like the fact that I made the song, but it was the first song I think in my life that I could, in my style, I just want to put on the paper or on the instrument what I feel, you know. So I I find this music to be like I really could take the feeling and put it out of me. My style is kind of based on it. I was having a conversation with Leo years ago. I believe I said this to him, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Just take the feeling and put it in like out of me. I don't know like the path the song will take, but it sure like at the end of it, it should be like 100% of what I'm feeling. So I become kind of emotionally attached with Lunar Inside because of this. It was something that was like 100%. I could take this out of me and put in the instrument and the other ones too, everything that I was feeling in the moment. And I believe that is why Lerner is so important to me, like besides the fact that I have made it. So I think like music have this effect on us all. Like it is made primarily by trying to put a piece of yourself out of you. uh, those parts that is more darker or more lighter. I don't know, just you know, is a path of expression. And when you can fully express yourself, that is the songs that you can do it are the songs that you become emotionally attached the most, and you like more by consequence of it. you know
Yeah. Oh, I'm kind of going. I don't know. Up until you could hear me until my internet crashed, but my I kind of go in a different way than John's. Like I was saying, the two songs that had most of my work in this album was Chaos Weaver, which was a song we had before Alyiria, and Sweet Lily, which we started out as this gothic ballads, if we can call it that I was developing, and then Leo came in and fill in the gaps with his ideas as well. But the song I love the most in this album, and it's no secret to anyone, is Carella's Ascent, which had almost no involvement by me in the songwriting. Like
Really?
all of those songs, all of Carella's was composed by Leo, which is
Wow.
a quite a deed because this is a
yeah, but
fucking
it is.
powerful song.
It's a huge song, yeah.
And when Leo showed it to us, I was instantly blown away by how good it was, even in the demo version. And I and he said that it was his best work up until now. He said he spent months writing the keyboards, writing the guitar parts, and I said, since it is your best work, I'm going to make my best work in developing the lyrics and singing. And then I developed the idea of the Carella's story, which I've sent to you, and you wrote your story, and it's my favorite story. It's such that I have it tattooed in my arm.
No, really.
Like,
Let me see.
I don't know if you can see it, but
Man,
it's
it's so
there.
beautiful.
Wow.
uh, and like I developed this emotional attachment to Carella's story is not only with the song. The story itself is my it's the best idea I could give to such a great song, and it was the least I could do for such a beautiful composition.
Yeah, Carella's accent was the music of the album that required the highest pitches of my voice. These guys really tried to, put my voice out of me. It had a point I didn't even know if it would return properly.
Oh my gosh, my favorite part of that song is that like circusy kind of interlude that you have.
Yes.
That was it was so fun. I love that's like my favorite part.
You want to talk about a bit of the song, Leo, because it was kind of your baby.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what I can say about it, but I'm pretty proud of what it become. It became, and I don't know. It was my greatest composition on that time because it took me 8 months to complete that. It took me a lot of work on that, and that's it basically. And that's one part that you liked a lot. That's something that we expect to explore a lot on the next albums as well. That's something we have talked to each other, and we want to make more of that. And that kind of stuff came from animations. What is something that I liked, as you guys, as I have said already, and Disney animations actually, and basically that's it.
Like when we started to get the influences we wanted for the album, we started with the Spotify playlist. We wanted to have all those influences there for so we could easily listen to what the other one was listening to as well. And then we had Opeth songs, we had Dayside songs, we had Crisium songs, and then we had that Disney song, and I was, no, what is that?
It is very Disney. Yeah, I love it. In the middle of
Yeah.
this like epic
and
death metal song.
Yes.
It's great.
and
I think it was the
I
Prince and Frog, right, Leo?
yes, was the Voodoo song that you showed
Yeah,
us.
the
Yes,
movie.
yes.
Yeah. The inspiration for that part, it was like something we saw in the Prince and the Frog from Disney.
Hmm.
That's amazing.
After we say to Leo, um, Leo, this is kind of Percy Pink Floyd, the trio, and
Mhm.
and he don't know. He didn't know. No, I
Yeah.
don't understand this because I don't listen Pink Floyd.
Was a funny moment. What she was saying that Leo is kind of a modern metal kind of guy, different from me, which I'm more of an old school guy, and he doesn't listen to Pink Floyd, which was kind of putting since that sounded a lot like Pink Floyd, like
Yeah.
it sounded a lot.
And the trio have an animation
Yeah,
in
it has an
Pink Floyd
animation which is a
movie.
lot of, which is quite Disney like.
Yes.
Many influences.
What about you, JJ? Do you have a favorite one?
It's
Actually,
hard. It's very hard to pick. But I think I might have to go with Corella as well.
Yeah. I knew it.
Handsome.
We all knew it from the beginning.
Yeah, that is the, kind of the magnum opus of the album. And it's a perfect closer as well. And also, yeah, the intro track you have Void Born,
Voidborn, yes.
that is an amazing track. Is that
That
the one you
one,
guys had help from your composer friend for putting that one
yeah,
together?
we made that track for you, right?
Yeah.
because because when you sent us the first script for the Tales of Alyiria story, you connected all of the stories from all of the songs with your own story that we had that thing going on with the voice and the formless being, and then
Mhm.
okay, we're going to make that a song as well, and we're going
Yeah.
to we're going to put it right in the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great opener to the album. It really sets the
And
tone and the mood, and it kind of ties
yeah,
the whole story
and
together.
then, it might sound like it doesn't have any lyrics, but I've sent to Mateus Larindo, which is the composer of Voidborn, I've sent him the lyrics for that song, which he translated into chorals. So it's not clear,
Really?
but they are there, and they
Oh,
are they
I
are
had no
about
idea.
these formulas being. And
Wow, okay.
I think I still have them, but they are in Latin, so they are quite
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
to understand. So that's it.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
it
I
kind
didn't
of
know that.
fits perfectly. It fits perfectly. Like we had this idea. We saw that when we saw the intro like you made for early stories, we're like, man, this needs like we need to made a song that a more immersive song to people that people can listen to when reading what he wrote. That was what
Mm-hmm.
our idea at first, and then Voidball was born.
You
Amazing.
you will listen to a lot of Mateus' work in on our next works on our next compositions, because we hope to compose alongside him for the next album.
Spoilers.
Awesome. Yeah,
Spoiler
I can't
alert.
wait for the next album. But yeah, no, it's been such a pleasure working with you guys, and I'm really, excited to
Yeah,
have been a part of the project and everything. So, yeah, thank you guys for inviting me in, and yeah, I'm really proud of what we kind of did together, and made this whole kind of immersive experience
we're
with it.
proud as well, and we'd like to thank you for joining us in this kind
For
of
everything.
for
Holy
everything,
shit. Like
because
some of those fucking good stories you made, JJ.
because no,
And dirty
Congratulations.
videos.
it's
Dirty
Yeah.
videos.
Man.
it's been so
Mind-blowing stories.
it's been so much more than what I expected it was going to be in the beginning. And a lot of that has been thanks to you. So yeah, it's been awesome, and it's going to keep being awesome for the future, and there's only good things to happen.
Yeah, more bloody and sad
Oh
stories
yeah,
such as we like.
lots more blood, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going to hold back anymore. In the beginning, I was like, no, I'm going to hold back on the violence, and then JJ goes and writes Sense of Sin off by herself.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
bro.
people are not ready
Oh,
to this. Oh
I'm
shit.
not going to hold back on violence anymore.
I'll be
I was,
arrested. I'll be
bro,
arrested for sure.
I was reading Saints of Sin for the second time yesterday or before yesterday, and I always get I don't know, astonished because it's really brutal. And
Yeah.
it's really cool. It's really,
Yeah.
really cool, the story itself, all the stories. But by the way, my favorite one is, well, it's in humanity, but Saints of Sin is awesome as well. I just
Yeah.
remember that I can't. In humanity, not only the song, but the story is my favorite one as well.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite one to write. Yeah, I love that story because it had such a cool inspiration to it, like all the explanation and the story that you guys sent to me. That one was like really felt really real.
What I like more
Probably,
about your
like,
stories
if I
is say speaky girl.
oh, I was just going to say, if we're going to pinpoint two of the stories that, in my opinion, is going to be the most important for the developments of Alyiria, is obviously Corellas, which is the starting point, and Saints of Sin, which is the beginning of the end.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, no
It's
spoilers though.
yeah. What I like more about your stories because somehow you manage it by the midpoint to the end of the story. You can like I as the guy who is reading your stories, I can feel my they are so brutal from midpoint to end that I can feel my good mood and my light going out slowly as I read. I love that feeling. You say, "Oh, holy shit! What a fucking nigga! What the fuck is this shit? So brutal."
I actually, JJ, I was hoping to ask you for some inspirational reading, if you could send me some.
Oh
I
yeah.
wanted to read. I'm having a little bit of time right now. Kind of. Stopped. I stopped having all those exams all around the country. So I have some time right now to read, and I wanted to delve a bit into the dark fantasy realm a
Oh
bit, and I
yeah,
wanted some inspiration.
absolutely. Yeah, I'll send some recommendations to you. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk a little bit about the album and the stories, and yeah, it's always such a pleasure to hang out with you guys.
Yeah,
Our
it's a
pleasure,
pleasure
really.
to
Thank
hang out
Thank you
with
for
you.
you.
everything.
Yeah, awesome. Well, yeah, again, congratulations on the release of your debut album. And also
And
congratulations, you said before we started recording, you hit what, 3,000 streams in the past 3 days since the
yeah,
album's been out.
and
Yeah, that's incredible.
congratulations on the novel as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. So yeah,
Mm.
for anyone watching, I will drop all the links to all of Illyria's information down in the description. I'll have a link to their YouTube channel. You can watch all the amazing music videos that they have, and then also links to the music as well. And then I'll also have links to the book if you guys want to read that. It's available in ebook and paperback. But yeah, that's about all I have. Unless you guys have any final words.
Oh, I just my final words is expect us on the future.
Oh yeah.
Mine is I just
Heiress.
noticed you have a Agony album right there back. The Flash God
Oh
Agony
yeah.
album.
Yes.
Really good.
There we go.
Actually, you have all of them. There is the King, which is my favorite one, by the way.
All right. Well, thanks,
Uh,
guys, and thanks for everyone watching. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you.
yeah,
Bye.
Bye.
for sure.
Thanks so much for watching, freaks. If you want to learn more about the story behind, how I got in touch with Alyiria and how I became to be their writer for their concept album, I will link a video that I posted on my sister channel, JJK Morris, where I talk about writing and things like that. I'll link that at the end of this video down here somewhere. If you want to learn more about that whole experience, it's so fun, and I'm so excited to have this whole album and concept out. The novella Heiress is also being translated as we speak, and will be released in Portuguese as well here pretty soon. If you're interested in that, I will keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for your support and support for the band. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Till next time.